Let's talk about organization design and the role of HR business partners in organization design situations. What is actually organization design? Organization design is the intentional process of aligning an organization's structure, roles, processes, culture, and people to achieve its strategic objectives and improve effectiveness. In simple terms, it is all about how work gets done, who gets to make decisions, and how teams can collaborate better to achieve business objectives and drive performance. What are the key elements of organization design? Let's go through some of them. They would be strategy alignment, which ensures the structure supports business goals. Then we look at structure and hierarchy, which is all about defining reporting lines, spans of control, and team configurations. Spans of control, by the way, is all about manager-employee ratio, as in how many people can one manager manage, and we will have a separate video as to how we can do and facilitate conversations around spans of control. Then we would look at roles and responsibilities, which is all about clarifying job roles, decision-making authority, and accountability. Then we would look at processes and workflows, which is about optimizing how work flows across teams and departments. Then we would look at culture and ways of working, aligning leadership behaviors, communication styles, and company values. Then we would look at technology and systems, supporting collaborations, decision-making, and automations, and talent and capabilities, which is all about ensuring the right skills and competencies are in place. I would actually go as far as encouraging organizations to review their organization design every year. One of the other reasons as to why it is important to review organizations on a regular basis and focus on their setup and org design is how to improve effectiveness and efficiency, how to drive productivity, how to remove barriers, how to remove processes and so many layers and levels that could prevent organization growth and people growth in terms of development and delivery. Organizations over time tend to add so many layers and steps and teams that could stifle the growth and could slow down decision making, which would slow down a growth of any organization. Now, how can HR business partners add value and learn about organization design? You may see organization design skill set and competencies requirements listed in various HR business partner roles. Now, this will depend on what kind of level you operate at as an HR business partner. I've done a separate video about 4 HR business partner levels, which I suggest you watch and do a self-assessment to really understand what level you operate at, who are these business leaders and managers you work with, and how much you can actually influence in this area. This is a very important skill set, and I do suggest you spend some time researching and understanding as to how you can get involved in some of these conversations, facilitate, launch, roll out, enable for these things to happen, so you can actually develop this very critical and important skill set going forward. Based on my own experience and knowledge, I would say that you as an HR business partner may find yourself at 3 stages. Stage 1 would be the design itself, when it comes up as an idea or as a suggestion to be looked at. Step 2 would be the delivery of this new design, very common entry point for many HR professionals. And then step 3 would be evaluation, is when we actually evaluate the effectiveness of any organization design. You as an HR business partner may not even realize, but you actually probably have found yourself in a number of organization design scenarios. So be mindful of these when you actually go for job interviews and they ask you certain questions about organization design, and if you have got this particular skill set and competencies. So for example, your current organization or your previous organizations usually go through merger or acquisitions. They would usually try and scale for growth. Maybe they're going through a digital transformation. Maybe they are going through a transformation of any kind. At the moment, we're going through AI transformations. Maybe there is a requirement to restructure and save costs. Maybe there is a requirement to transition to agile and hybrid ways of working. All of these scenarios and examples will trigger organization design reviews and conversations, and this is where you have an opportunity to step up, offer to help, facilitate certain conversations, and I've got a couple of ideas for your consideration in this video. Let me give you a number of ideas you could be thinking about if you are asked to provide your views, feedback, and opinion on certain matters when it comes to organization design. Number one would be aligning structure with business strategy. This is your opportunity to partner with senior leaders to ensure the organization structure supports strategic goals, scaling for growth, restructuring for efficiencies, and things like that. We also have an opportunity to advise whether certain models could be centralized or decentralized, spans of control, how many managers do we need to have, and also reporting lines. So when it comes to something like this, you want to be removing barriers and so many layers and levels and people to be involved, because the more people you have in place, things may not be done as effectively, and efficiency is number one tip. You could also offer to help and do something when it comes to diagnosing current state and identifying gaps. So for example, you could offer to conduct organizational assessment using data from engagement surveys, workforce analytics, and employee feedback to really give all these lovely and helpful insights to our decision makers to really understand the baseline of their workforce. We could also help and identify bottlenecks and efficiencies and gaps in decision making, role clarity, and capability. For me personally, based on my experience, clarity is the number one reason where we either get engaged or disengaged when it comes to working for our managers and organizations. So our challenge to decision makers should be around providing very clear designs and roles and responsibilities, and who is accountable, who is responsible for certain things, to enable better employee engagement and interest and uptake in the new design. The next area where we could add tremendous value is around workforce planning and capability building. So this is all about ensuring we've got the right people with the right skill set at the right place. We could offer to do something around understanding and assessing competencies and talent that we now need to have going forward. We could offer to partner with business leaders and complete succession planning, talent reviews, and understand skills where we could ask employees, for example, to do a self-assessment of their skills, and for us to be able to map the results of those kind of surveys against the new skills and competencies they need to have going forward. We could also advise on a job design, role clarity, as well as, again, span of control. As a reminder, span of control is the ratio between managers and employees, and definitely deserves a separate video about how we could do that. Another area where we could add a lot of value and provide a lot of guidance to our business leaders and managers is about changes. So change management and communication plans. This is our opportunity to actually step up and offer to be the change managers, the change agent. I've created a number of videos about change management, which I suggest you check out to really understand how you can add value as an HR business partner in change management initiatives. I would encourage you to consider subscribing to my weekly newsletter. I tend to share a bit more privately as to what's going on, as well as various tools and toolkits you can download and use in your roles. If you have liked this video, there are many other similar videos on my channel, so I'll see you in the next one.